Caution. It is important that you consult a physician and a trainer or coach before you begin. You should have a medical checkup before starting any exercise program.
Shooters shoot and scorers score, but it takes 5 times as much work to be a scorer as it does to be a shooter. And most players, realistically, don't ever make themselves great shooters, do they? So what separates all the guys that shoot pretty much the same and the ones that are the great shooters? Practice, which brings confidence, which brings success. You agree with that? Here's a general description of the scorer. A scorer wants the ball and knows how to get the ball. Always looking for chinks in the defense's armor. Always reading the defender and the defense. Very intelligent, knows how to read and attack an entire defense or an individual defender. Offensively aggressive at all times. Wants to take the big shot. And here's the key. Has multiple offensive moves. Now we're going to take that up an entire level or entire notch, and we're going to talk about the scores. When you think about scores, some of the great scores that have been in the past, you talk about Adrian Dantley. Adrian Dantley, to me, pound for pound, was one of the most tremendous scorers of all time. Adrian Dantley played at DeMatha High School. We talked about him, Olympic gold medalist. 3-time All-American at University of Notre Dame, NBA All-Star, won the scoring crown 6 years, averaged during that time about 30 points a game. 6'4", forward in the NBA, scored half his points in close to the bucket, in traffic. He never used to go and do anything with his friends, with the girls, nobody, till he'd done all his scoring moves every day, every move. That was his commitment. Not a good athlete. Hardly ever could dunk the ball. Once in a while, but hardly ever. Not a great athlete. Tremendous drive to want to be a scorer. Scored a lot of points from where? The free throw line. Scorers know how to score from the free throw line. Larry Bird was another great scorer. He wasn't just a shooter. He knew how to read a defender, break him down, get by them. He was called by everybody in the NBA the master of the half-inch. He knew how to beat you with a half-inch of room and to read you the right way. Greatest player of all time at this point, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, tremendous scorer. If you were to compare him in shooting to other people in the league, he was not the best shooter. He was not the best post player. He was not the best two-guard. He was not the best, well, he was the best small forward. Tremendous scorer because he had the ability to break people down, get to the free throw line, make scoring moves, and finish what he started. And he spent hundreds and thousands of hours on his moves and his choreography doing what he did so well. He wasn't just a great athlete. Players in the league now that are fitting into that mold. Kobe Bryant, definitely one of them. He's not so much just a shooter, is he? I mean, he breaks people down. Carter is another one.
What I'm looking at in a scorer is a guy that can do a multitude of things, not just hit three-point shots, not just post up, but a guy that can slash to the basket, that can score in transition, that can get offensive rebounds, that can shoot the ball coming off of screens.
Even though with players we've done responsibilities, in this case, let's call them capabilities. Is that fair? I think it's a much truer statement. See, No coach is going to tell you have to go out and practice scoring. You ever had a coach tell you that? No. A scorer is very special. It's the most unique player that ever steps on the basketball court because, like I said, they're the ones that put in the hours that nobody else wants to put in. They're unique. 1 in 1,000. You don't see them very often at any level. They're very unique. Very unique. They're the guys that go, you know, you have guys that go to pickup games that are going to play on the team. Then you have the guys that put in the extra skill work that are shooters. And then up here, you have the scorers. You want to know what's down here? Recreational players that show up the first day of basketball practice, and they're just a body that gets in a uniform. In high school, everybody has one of these more often than not. In college, you got a lot of these guys, and you got a few of these guys on a college team. In an entire league in college, you might have 1, 2, or 3 of these that are really unique. You agree with that, Coach? They are special players. They live for the ball. They live to be better. They live to make your life miserable when you play against them. Scorers are very unique. They're just guys that just live for the game. That's all. They know how to get open. Critical thing to be able to do. They want the ball at all times. Doesn't mean that they feel like they have to shoot it every time, but a scorer's mentality is this. I want the offense to run through me because I believe I can make better decisions than anybody else on the court. If you want me to pass you the ball, cut ahead of me to the basket, or if I'm a post player, cut through the lane or free yourself up, and I'll give you the ball. That's a scorer's mentality. Perimeter player that's a scorer, if you want the ball from a perimeter player that's a scorer, your man's going to have to double team, or you're going to have to cut through the lane or ahead on the break to get the ball because they want to take charge. And that's what they will do. The other thing about a scorer, a true scorer does not take bad shots. Scorers have the ability to score at will, but they don't take bad shots. And there's a difference between the two. There's a number of guys out there that are talented that can force a lot of shots and it doesn't look good. That's the amazing thing about a scorer. They know what a good shot is, they know when to take them, they know how to take them. And that takes a lot of work and repetition. Scorers can get to the free throw line consistently. And typically, free throws will make up a minimum of 25% of their points. They may not be the best game time or game percentage shooter, but usually they are the best crunch time percentage shooter. They don't care how they score, they just try to score. It's just part of their will to win. A scorer is always under control. A scorer knows when to pick their spots. If your team's going along, they're doing well, you got everybody in the flow of the game, scorers will back off a little bit. That's when they take their breathers. Scorers have poise and patience with the ball. Poise and patience with the ball. Now what this means is very simply this. We call this "3 seconds of poise." As an offensive player, this is the best thing you can ever learn. First second, you're going to make a read on the defensive player. In the second second, you'll make a decision of how you're going to attack this defender. And in the third second, you will make your move or shot. That's 3 seconds to poise.